You're going to be in history. That's right. You'll be in my videos. All right. So we are doing 7-1. All right. We're on 7-1 area parallelogram. Okay. Make sure you're taking notes. Make sure you're underlining. You're doing whatever you need to because this is the beginning stage. This is an important key one. All right. All right. Here we go. So we are on area of parallelograms. We're going to be on key idea first. So the first thing is I need to make sure you guys know what a polygon is. Oh, G-O-N. Okay. Who can tell me what a polygon is? Anyone? They actually don't have this as a vocabulary word because they expect you to know it because you learned it in previous years.
Yeah, I don't know.
So we got to know what a polygon is. Anyone know what a polygon is? Any idea? Joey?
Is it like one of those shapes that has like 5 sides?
It could have 5 sides. What's a 5-sided figure? What's that called? Pentagon. Very good. So it could be a pentagon. Anyone know? Aiden?
Is it any shape?
You're close. It's really not any shape. It has to be a shape that's what? James?
Any 2D shape?
Not 2D. Jake?
Any shape that
Not sure. All right. So it has to be, it's okay, that it is a closed figure.
Oh.
Ah.
I was going to say any shape that's a square, but I said it's quadrilateral.
Right, that's a quadrilateral. Good. Okay, it is a closed figure, meaning it has to be at least 3 sides. Can't be 2. Can you make a closed shape with 2 sides? All right, let's move this over. Move it down. Let's see. Okay, at least 3 sides. Okay, so it could be a triangle. It could be a square. It could be a rectangle. It could be a pentagon. Any of those figures. What it cannot be is a figure like this. What is that at the top? What is that? It's like round. It's what? Curved. Okay. So it can have, polygon can have no curves. Okay. Another thing it cannot do, it cannot cross. Okay. It can't cross over. Okay. No crossing. All right. And that's pretty much a polygon. All right. Can it be a circle? No, because if it's a circle, it's curved, right? It has to be straight lines. Okay, it has to be straight lines. All right, so knowing that of a polygon, now we can figure out what they're talking about here in this first sentence. The area of a polygon is the amount of surface it covers, talking about the inside. All right, it's about the surface it covers, the inside. That's what they're talking about with area. I should see, I'm doing a lot of writing on my board. You should be doing the exact same thing. Okay. So the second sentence says you can find the area of a parallelogram in much the same way as you can find the area of a rectangle. So I'm going to draw a rectangle right above my parallelogram. Okay. Now, we've been doing rectangles a little bit in some of our questions in previous chapters, and we've had to find the area. So what was the formula we used to find the area of a rectangle? What did we use? Length times width. So you're going to write area equals, and look how I'm doing a capital letter A, and you're going to do a cursive L, okay, with the W. What does it mean when you have 2 variables next to each other? Multiplication. Very good. Okay. All right, so here is my L. Here is my W. Now, they're saying a rectangle is similar to a parallelogram. It is, but it isn't. So I need you to look at something. Look at my length of my rectangle. Does everyone see it? It looks very similar to my what of my parallelogram?
Base.
The base. Where'd you get the base from? What letter tells you that?
B.
B. All right, so B represents base. All right, what do you think that H represents? What does that H represent? I mean, height. Very good. Okay, so now our length of our rectangle is very similar to what? What did Phoebe say? Our base. What is our width similar to? Look at the parallelogram. What does our width look similar to? Tom?
Your base.
Not your base.
No, wait, not. Yeah. What's it called? Width.
No, because this is the width of your parallelogram. Be careful. This is your width of your parallelogram. Are these do these look like this? Is it straight up like this, like forming a 90-degree angle? No, it has to look very similar. Joey.
Height.
The height. Okay, look, here's your width. And look right underneath it. Look at the height. Don't they look very similar? Okay. So your length is your what? Base, and your width is your height. Okay. So what do you think your formula is for your parallelogram? What do you think it is? Phoebe?
BH.
Yep. Very good.
Base times height.
Very good. Base times height. So I want you to go to your formula sheet.
You have to put in cursive.
Yes. Well, the L, not the B. Okay, go to your formula sheet. And now you're entering in your first two formulas. Make sure you're going to the right spot. Go to your rectangle. And you make sure, look at that A. You see how it's capital? That's the way they show area. It can't be lowercase. Okay? So capital letter A. And you're going to do the cursive L, because if you do just the regular L that we've been drawing, what does it look like?
1.
A 1. And we don't want it to look like that. Okay? So you want to have cursive L, and then also write
That base.
base times height. Okay? Now, scroll down. I think it's the 5th one. Make sure you go to the right one. Go to parallelogram. All right? And you're going to write the formula of area equals
B times base times height.
base times height. Okay? Did we use any raised dots here?
No.
No. So
because
you
it's
know
too
that's right. You got it. No raised dots. All right? Is everybody good here so far?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So what I need to make sure you understand is how they are similar to a rectangle. Okay? Is take a look. If I cut this triangle right here, does everyone see this triangle? I cut this and I moved it here. What would happen? What does it form? So now this is gone. What does it look like? It looks like the rectangle. Okay? So look at the height now. Doesn't the height now look like the width?
Yes.
Okay, so do you understand why a parallelogram you have to use the height? Okay, you cannot use the width of the parallelogram. I'm going to show you. Okay, if you use this is the width. If you use this line and you straightened it out, it would be longer than the parallelogram. Okay, and we cannot have that. You need to just have the height. All right. Do I have everybody good so far? Yes? Okay. When you're finding your base and your height, you need to look for this special icon. Does anyone know what it's called? Chase. A right angle. Very good. You need to look for that right angle. Okay? That is like key. Before you do anything, okay, you need to find your right angle. Once you find your right angle, look for the lines that are like inside the circle, and then that's your base and your height. So you're going to look for this line and this line, okay? Now, this is another key point, and I think this helped my other students in my other classes, so make sure you write this down. The height is normally, this is for a parallelogram, the height is normally invisible. It's not part of the shape. Think about it. Look at this parallelogram. This is your parallelogram. How many sides are there? 4. Here's a line right here representing what? The height. Is that really part of your side length of your parallelogram? No, it's just invisible. It's there to help you find your area. Okay? So your height is invisible, but your base will be part of your side length. Okay? It will be part of your shape. So that's really big to know. I would write it down. Is that your base is usually part of your shape. Your height is usually invisible. Okay? You need to know the difference. All right? Now, on your NJSLA, a lot of times you're going to see it as a dotted line. That also means invisible. Okay? It's just telling you it's just there to help you find your height. That's it. Okay? So, say they gave you 8 as your base. Let's say 6 as your height. And let's say 10 as your width. Does everyone understand that? Okay. Now, we're saying area equals base times height. Yes? Okay. Which one's your base? Which one's your base? Lexi. 8 is your base. Does everyone agree? Which one's your height? Chase. 6 is your height. So, do we need the 10? No. Anyone know when we will need the 10? What would we have to find, Aiden?
When we need to find what the other side is, because we're adding that again.
To find what?
To find the area.
No, Erica. Perimeter, right? Area's inside, yes? Area's inside, that's your base and your height, okay? Perimeter is outside. That's when you would need this. So when you're finding perimeter, would I need the 6? No. Do you see why you need something and sometimes you don't? So they're going to give you a lot of numbers. Sometimes you're going to need all of them. Sometimes you don't. Okay? So be careful. All right. You ready to try some? Let's write example 1. All right. Let's cut it. You should, yeah. Because you're going to need to like circle and be perfect. Like when you're doing your homework and stuff, you can print it out and stuff. All right, so area of a parallelogram. First things first, you need to always write the formula down. Always, every time. You are going to get sick of writing these formulas, and I'm hoping that's true because that means that you got it embedded in your brain. Okay, so what shape is this?
Parallelogram.
Okay, what's the formula?
Base times height.
Base times height. So everybody write A equals, and then BH. Okay. All right, now, what do I need to look for in a parallelogram to help me? Down. The right angle. Does everyone see this right angle?
Yes.
Okay. All right. I don't want to say anything. I want to see if you can figure it out. Which one is your base? Which one is your base? Emmy. 12. Very good. Which one is your height? Maddie. 14. Okay. They made it a little easy for you because how many numbers did they give you? Just 2. All right. But you need to be careful because if you say your base is 14, I'm going to have to say you're wrong. Okay, because your base is not 14. What's your base? 12. Okay, so you need to make sure you put it under the right category. So B is 12, and what's H? 14. You are going to love this chapter because I'm going to give you something that you've always loved to have. You get to use a calculator. Okay?
Yeah,
Now,
I love calculators.
I know a lot of people do. So you are able to open up your Chromebook, open up the function of the calculator. Please know the reason why I'm allowing you to use the calculator is because this chapter, I'm not looking to see if you know how to add, subtract, multiply, divide. I'm looking to see that you know how to find the formulas and how to use the formulas. Okay? All right. so what is 12 times 14? Thomas. All right, so is this my answer? No. What's missing in my answer? Scarlett. What else? You said it. Squared. Very good. Don't forget the squared. Okay, and then this is your final answer. Is everybody good? Yes?
Yes.
Okay. All right, rank problem B. Rank problem B. All right, first things first. What's the shape that you see? It is a parallelogram. How many of you are having trouble finding the shape? Anyone having trouble finding the shape? My other class, they were having trouble because look at the difference. Look at B and look at A. Something's different. What's different, Jack?
It's 3D.
No, it's not 3D actually. Dylan.
It's that A is bigger than
No, not as bigger. Annie?
that only upward shape.
No, actually the shape is shaded. The shape of the parallelogram is shaded. Thomas.
It's because your height is on the outside.
Thank you. Okay, so look at problem A. Look at the height. It's in the inside of the shape, yes? When you are looking at B, where's the height? Outside. Your shape is what's colored. Look at the color. Does everyone see the color? The orange? That's your shape. So do you see the parallelogram?
Yes.
Okay. Look at the right angle. Is it on the outside of the shape? Yes, so here it is. There's your right angle. Okay? They had to do that to get inside for the height. Okay? Now, what you need to know is, do you see this part right here?
Yeah.
This is not part of the shape. Okay?
Yeah.
It's only from here to here. That's it. Okay? Remember, this is invisible. Okay? Now, knowing that this is your right angle, what's the formula for a parallelogram? Go ahead, Aiden.
A equals B8.
Very good. Okay, I want to see if you can figure it out. What's your base? Joey.
4.
It is 4. How'd you figure out 4?
Because it's the same on the top as it is on the
Very good. Anyone know what this is called when you have two lines that are like this, they're straight? Parallel. Very good. Okay, raise your hand up. All right, so these are parallel. So if this is 4 feet, what's our base? 4 feet, right? Okay, what's our height? What's our height of our parallelogram? Thomas? 8.5. Very good. So we're going to write area equals, our base is 4 times 8.5. All right, you can use your calculators. What do you get? Calculator. I don't want to see you doing this again. I told you that last time. Guys, I'm asking you to use a calculator function. You're not going to type in the browser and say, what's 4 times whatever. That's not using a calculator, okay? Use an actual calculator, please, because it is not going to help you going forward when you go to NJSLM. It's 34. So what are you going to write? 34 what?
It's going to be A equals 34. Squared.
Not 34 squared. If you say 34 squared, you're saying 34 times 34. Anyone want to help Thomas? What's missing? James.
24 FT squared.
And what's FT stand for?
B.
Good. All right, we're going to circle it. All right. Everybody good? Questions on this first part? Okay. Be ready because this is the tricky one. All right. You're going to go to key idea. So you are going to get questions where they are looking for you to convert all right, where they ask you, they give you a shape that's in yards, but they want to know how many feet, okay? So one of the biggest things they're trying to show you is converting square units. So if we had yards to feet, how many yards? 1 yard equals how many feet?
3 feet.
Very good. So let's write that down. So 1 yard equals 3 feet. So if you look at these two shapes, this side is 1 yard, which is equivalent to 3 feet. Let's look at this one. This is 1 yard. It's equivalent to 3 feet. But they want to know per square yard. They want to know square feet. Okay? So they want to know all of this, basically the area. Okay? So they want to know yard squared is equivalent to feet squared. Okay? So we need to change it a little bit. We need to convert it. So if we're doing 1 yard by 1 yard. So what is the area of this figure right here? Chase. 1 yard by 1 yard. What is it? Why is it 1? Right. You're doing 1 times 1. Right? Isn't 1 times 1 1?
Yeah.
Yes? So 1 yard is 1 yard squared. Yes? Okay. So now we have to do 3 feet by 3 feet. So what is it feet squared? What's the area? Lexi. 9. Right, 9 feet squared. Because you're going to do 3 times 3, which gives me 9. So this is going to be 9 feet squared. Okay? Does everyone see what I did? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. Because we're going to go on to the next one. We are going to do this problem twice. I'm going to show you option 1 and option 2. Okay? Option 1 is finding the area first and then converting. Option 2 is converting and then finding the area. Okay? It makes sense when we do it. All right? So, they give you a figure, a parallelogram, in what?
A decimal form.
Well, yes, but in what measurement? In feet, but they want it in inches. Okay? So, who can tell me what is our conversion first? Phoebe.
12
Keep going. 12 what?
inches.
Equals?
1 foot.
Okay, so let's write that. So 1 foot equals 12 inches. Okay, now let's do what we did just prior. We wanted feet squared to inches squared. So our 1 foot by 1 foot is going to be what? Feet squared. What is it going to be? No, our 1 foot by 1 foot is going to be what? What's the area of 1 by 1? 1, right? 1 foot by 1 foot is 1 foot squared. So what is it for our 12 by 12? Is it going to do it? There it is. Our 12 by 12. Lexi. Yeah, so it's going to be 144 inches squared. And this is what we're going to be using. Okay? That's what we're going to be using to help us. Okay? Now we have to solve the problem. So we need to find the area of a parallelogram. So let's go back to our formula. So what's our formula? Right, base times height. All right, so everyone write their formula down. What do I need to find in my figure? What do I need to find that's going to help me? Ethan. Before that, what icon do I need to look for? The right angle. Very good. All right, and bless you. And the right angle is going to help me find the base and the height. Okay, which one is invisible, the height or the base? Height is invisible. So look, be careful looking at the shape. Remember, shapes can go sideways, upside down. Bases are not always at the bottom, okay? They always do that in elementary school. Bases can be other directions. So height is what's invisible. Look at the figure. Which one's your height? Which one's your height? Emmy.
Is it 2 foot?
Is that, so 2.5 is you're saying is this. This is the invisible line. That's what you're saying. Is that invisible? Okay, so then which one is it? Right. Okay, it's got to be the invisible one. The invisible one is the one in the middle, right? So that is your 2 feet. All right, so then what's your base, everybody? What's your base?
2.5.
Thank you, very good. Okay, and if you look, remember it's parallel. So this 2.5 is the same as over here, right? No one should need a calculator here. What's 2.5 times 2? So 5 what?
5
Feet.
squared.
Good. Okay, I'm boxing it because it's not my final answer because they don't want it in feet squared. They want it in
Inches squared.
yeah. So this is where your ratios come into play. Okay. Remember the labeling. Who remembers when you're dealing with ratios, your denominator? You always want it to be what when you're doing unit rates? Oh, I heard it. Who said that? Good job. What? Okay. So look at this. You have feet, which is 1, and inches, which is 144. So you're going to do inches squared over feet squared. So what's my inches squared? It's all up here. What's my inches squared?
144.
144. And what's my feet squared? You guys, it's all up here.
Oh, 1.
Yeah. Okay, so it's 1. Okay, now this is the part that we need to find out. So we need to use this. Where does the 5 go? On the bottom. Very good, because 5 is feet squared, and that's our feet squared. Yes? So now, what did we do from here to here? We times 5. Does anyone remember what that times 5 is called? It's 2 words. Starts with an S and then an F. No one remembers? I heard it. What is it? Scale factor. Very good. Okay. So if I'm timesing my scale factor, I'm using it, and I'm timesing it by 5. What am I doing up here? Timesing it by 5. So what's 144 times 5? 720. So this is what we're looking for. 5 feet squared is equivalent to 720 inches squared. And isn't that what we're looking for? So we're going to say area equals not 5 feet squared, but we're going to area equals what? No, not feet squared. Inches squared. Good. You got to be careful with the measurement. Okay. So this is finding the area first and then converting. Okay. You can do it this way, or you can do it as option 2. You could do this on the same paper, or you can do it on the back. Okay. This is not on the next slide, just so you know. Okay. So do it on the back, or do it on this. It's not. Nope. It's a different one. Oh wait, did you just print it out? When did you print it out? Oh, that's so funny. Then you have it. Because I literally just did this like that spot. That's very funny. Okay, so you're probably like one of the few. Oh, look, lucky you. All right, so here we go. Same problem, okay? You're going to convert before. So we said what? We said 1 foot equals how many inches? Uh-oh. Someone had hiccups. Someone has hiccups. All right, so you are going to do the ratios first. So we're going to say inches over feet. And we're going to use this one. So our inches is what? What's our inches? 12. What's our feet? 1. Now we're going to use these measurements, and we need to convert these two. So it's 2 feet. So we're going to put our 2 here. Does everyone see what I'm doing? Okay, what am I multiplying by? By 2. So what am I multiplying here? By 2. So what do I get? 24. So that means my 2 feet is 24 inches. Everyone see what I'm doing? Then I have to do it again. I have to do it again for what? Right. So if you want to, you can like box this. So you can say, okay, this is 1. All right. And then you got to do it again. So inches over feet. Okay. 12 over 1 because 12 inches equal 1 foot. But this time I'm using 2.5. So where's the 2.5 going? Where's my 2.5 going? Down. Underneath. Very good with the feet. So what am I multiplying by? What's my scale factor? 2.5. So what am I multiplying by up top? 2.5. And what do you get? 30. Very good. So that means what's my 2.5 feet in inches? 30 inches. Okay. So that means now I can solve. So now I do my area equals, what's my formula? Base times height. Okay. And then what's my base now? Be careful. Look for your right angle. Remember, you're doing inches now, not feet. So what's my base? Dylan.
24 times 30.
What's my base?
Oh, your base is 24 inches.
What's your base? Base is not invisible. Your height's invisible. Which one's your height? Go that way first.
Your height's 30 inches.
So you're telling me this is invisible.
No.
Just because it's standing straight up doesn't mean it's your height. You got to remember that, okay? A lot of you think right away, oh, it's standing straight up, it's your height. You got to look for that right angle. You have to look for what's invisible. So what's invisible, everybody?
24 inches.
Yeah, this one is invisible, that little line in the middle,
I
okay?
felt like I was the only one that said anything there.
You might have, but it's okay. Everyone's still trying to figure it out. All right, so base is what, everybody? 30. And then what's your height? 24. So when you do 30 times 24, what do you get?
720.
720. And isn't that what we got before? But what are we going to say? 720 what?
Inches squared.
Inches squared. All right. I do not mind which way you do it. Okay. How many of you liked, and I got 2 different answers the last time from the last 2 classes. How many of you like doing this first? Doing the formula and then converting. Okay. And that happens. A lot of people like that. All right. I actually block 2. Really liked that one. Block. How many of you want like this one where you convert each one and then you find the formula? So we're like almost half for this class. All right. I like it. And again, I don't mind which one you do. Okay. Now I videotaped this and I'm going to stop it right now.